Shh. It's that time, y'all. Time for big boys boxing.
I would never let a white boy beat me. I would never let a white boy beat me. Possible opponent. Big right hand, he's out. And it's over. It's over, and it's going to be a knockout victory for Joe Smith.
What's going on, team? Hope everybody's doing well, staying safe, and keeping away from the Rona. Speaking of which, Gerald Washington, what's his nickname? Guel Negro, the Black Rooster. He's got COVID and has pulled out of his scheduled fight against Micheal Polite Coffie. I was kind of looking forward to this fight. The style matchup was quite interesting for me. I thought it was a fight where Micheal Polite Coffie could end up looking really quite good against Gerald Washington. Gerald's slightly taller. Not exactly sure whether he had a reach advantage or not. Gerald possibly had a bit of a speed advantage, and maybe a bit of a footwork advantage, but I think Micheal Polite Coffie hits a lot harder. He's a very, very good counter puncher. He seems to be able to take a punch, even though he hasn't really taken any big shots because he's so evasive. He uses that shoulder roll and big time counter puncher. So I thought it was a fight where he could basically come out and look good to the general boxing fan, not the hardcore boxing fan, because most of us already know what Micheal Polite Coffie is all about. But this could have been his coming out party to the casual fan base, where a lot of the money comes from. But like I say, Gerald apparently tested positive for COVID and is pulled out of the fight. So we have a replacement in Jonathan Rice, a late replacement. Now, I don't know if I like this fight for Coffie. I think he'll still win it, but Jonathan Rice can make fighters look bad. He's quite tricky. He's very defensively sound. Doesn't have a lot of offense, but he has a decent jab. He moves well. And he could potentially make Micheal Polite Coffie look very ordinary in this fight. So, I don't know. I shall be doing a live stream, commentary stream for this fight. It is this weekend. It'll be on Sunday afternoon, New Zealand time. Not 100% sure of the time yet. I haven't exactly looked it up. I usually look on betting sites for more accurate times, but I'm guessing it's the main event. Well, it is the main event, and I'm guessing it'll be around 3 to 4 o'clock p.m. Sunday afternoon, New Zealand time. So this is going to be a little interesting, I think. Hopefully Jonathan Rice has been staying in the gym and is prepared. It's very short notice for him. It was announced yesterday. Just a moment, team. I'm just going to get into the live panel chat and drop a link for anybody who may like to join. Just give me a sec here. I'll get this sorted out. The Boxing Lounge, Tommy Temper in the house. Good to have you in, brother. What are your thoughts on this fight, mate? Give me a sec here. I'll just sort this link. I think I've got the right link. Oh, it's not letting me type. Great. Control V. Is that the Discord link? It is. Right, team, there's the link to join at the top if anybody wants to roll on in and have a yarn about this fight. It's pinned to the top. So we all good. But yeah, it's an interesting fight. There ain't a lot else happening for heavyweights over the weekend. I see Andre Rudenko's got a fight against nobody. Well, it's not actually TBA or nobody, because I can't remember the dude's name. I think he's got a losing record and it's hardly worth mentioning, but as far as I can tell, that's the only heavyweight action over the weekend. I think there is actually another heavyweight fight on the Washington card. I'm not sure. Oh, sorry, not Washington anymore. It's there's another fight on the card with Micheal Polite Coffie and Jonathan Rice. Let me look it up here. Micheal Polite Coffie box rec. That'll find it. There we go. Yeah, I'm sure I saw another heavyweight fight on the card, but an up and coming prospect that I don't know if I'd heard of him or not. Let me just find it here. On BoxRec it's saying there's a welterweight fight. Paul Kroll, the Justin DeLeach, saying that's the top of the bill, but I know it's not. The top of the bill is definitely the heavyweight dust up. There's a light heavyweight fight on there as well. Andre Durrell is gonna be fighting Christopher Brooker, Brooker, Brooker. It's also a featherweight fight, welterweight, super welter, super light, welter. There's a heavyweight fight and it's way down the card, so I don't know if we're going to get to see this one. Norman Neely, who is 8-0, is going to be taking on Juan Torres. Kind of journeyman level guy, but he doesn't have a lot of fights. He's 6-3 with one draw. So that's pretty much all the heavyweight action that's happening this weekend. Another welter, super welter. Man, it's a big card. I'm pretty sure it's a Showtime card too. Let me just, oh no, it's on Fox. It's on Fox, so yeah, it is what it is. But I do expect Micheal Polite Coffie to win the fight. I'd like to see him get a knockout against Jonathan Rice, because people just don't knock him out, and that'll make some casual fans wake up to this Micheal Polite Coffie guy. But Jonathan Rice is so defensively sound and tricky. I don't think he's going to be able to get to him unless Rice decides to try and use some offense, which he doesn't usually do. He tries to nick rounds and nick fights. So we'll see, man. What's up, Blackout? Good to have you in, man. But yeah, I'll definitely be doing a live commentary stream for that fight. I'll set it up on the channel once I get off here, find out the exact time and whatnot. So tune in. If you haven't already, you can subscribe to the channel and hit the notification icon, and that'll let you know when I go live, and you won't miss the commentary streams that I do. I did one over the weekend for Joyce v Takem. I thought it was quite well, it was a bit more of an interesting fight than I thought it was going to be, but it got the outcome that I thought was going to happen. You know, I bet on Joe Joyce in under 8.5 rounds. So just looking at Takem's last fight, I thought he was showing his age, slow, stamina's getting quite bad, and you could tell in the fight he was trying. He was landing some decent overhand rights on Joe Joyce. I actually gave Takem the first 2 rounds in that fight. He was doing pretty well, but he started slowing down pretty quick, and once he got caught with that shot in the 6th, I think the fight actually ended at 49 seconds in the 6th round. but he got caught with a mean left hook coming out from the bell. Joe Joyce went to town, threw a lot of punches. Takam threw 2 shots back in that 49 seconds, and the ref stopped the fight. I see Takam has come out on social media saying that he was using his experience and he knew what was going on. He was still defending himself. He couldn't see why the ref stopped the fight. Dude, when you don't throw any punches back, you throw 2 punches back when the other guy's thrown 40 or 50 punches, if not more, the ref's going to stop the fight. You can't blame the ref. It's all fine and well being able to defend yourself, but if you're not answering when a guy's throwing a lot of heavy shots, even if half of them are missing, the ref's going to stop the fight. You know this very well. You had it against Joshua Takam. You got stopped because you weren't answering enough. Yes, you were on your feet. Yes, you'd been knocked down once or twice. I can't quite remember. But you weren't answering back enough, and that's why the ref stopped the fight. So either you weren't using your experience, because your experience should have taught you that if you don't answer back, you're going to get stopped. So that line of using my experience that he used, no, that's not what happened, Carlos. But yeah, we don't really have a lot happening with the heavyweights at the moment. We've got September, I think, is when Joshua and Usyk are going to fight. October 9th is Wilder v Fury 3. We're going to finally get that fight out of the way, unless somebody catches COVID again. That's 3 big fights that have been stopped by COVID. You know, Tyson got COVID, delayed that fight. Teofimo got COVID, so he couldn't fight Kambosos. And what was the other one? There was another one. Oh yeah, Gerald Washington got COVID. It's not as big a fight, obviously, but it was the main event on Fox, and I can see a lot of people around YouTube saying this is a main event. Micheal Polite Coffie v Jonathan Rice. Meh. And I can understand, you know, it's not really a main event. It's like a chief support, or not even a chief support event, really. But for heavyweight fans like us, it's okay. It's not so bad. So maybe we'll have a bit more look into these fighters. For those of you who aren't up to date with these guys, we'll have a look into their resumes and go from there. So give me a sec, I'll just get my browser up so y'all can see it. And it's not working. Charming. See if I can quickly fix that. Sure, I had the bloody thing sorted before I went live. I can select it and it doesn't come up. Great. What up? See what we can sort out. Having a bit of issues with my tech at the moment. Keeps changing stuff on me. It's not fair. Nah, man, it's not gonna let me show my browser today, so I'll just have to go through it by voice. Sorry, team. So back to there. Right, so Micheal Polite Coffie, who's 12-0 at present. He's a bit longer in the tooth. You know, he was in the Marines. He's a tough sort of character. Hadn't really boxed a lot as a pro, but he's into it now. He's 6'5". He has an 83-inch reach. That's a pretty long reach for a 6'5" guy. Maybe that's why he can get away with throwing a lot of uppercuts. He can reach a bit further with them. His uppercut is lethal. See what the uppercut did to Damani Rock in their last fight. It wrecked him. And the fight before that, I believe it was uppercut as well. Left uppercut from the southpaw stance. Absolutely obliterated. Was it Joey Abel? I think it was, yeah. So, yeah. Where's his age? He's in his 30s. He's 35 already, with only 12 fights under his belt. We know heavyweights last a bit longer because reactions, reactions are the first to go, right? But in the heavyweight division, where the guys are a lot slower, they can rely a lot more on power and ring generalship to get them through for longer in their career. So yeah, it's definitely Damani Rock got knocked out in the last fight. Joey Abel got stopped in the fight before that. I think Joey Abel was throwing a punch and he did hurt himself somehow, his elbow or his shoulder or something, but just at the right time, Micheal Polite Coffie caught him with a big uppercut and ended that fight quick, smart. Didn't he fight Kingsley Ibe as well? No, he didn't. Who am I thinking of? Someone else fought Kingsley Ibe and beat him recently. Yeah, but before Joey Abel, I'm not recognizing any other names. Luis Eduardo Pana. I've heard the name, but I don't know him. He's 6-0. Oh, he was 6-0 before Micheal Polite Coffie beat him. And prior to that, he's beaten up old Grover Young, fat journeyman guy. But Grover Young can punch. Was it Daniel Martz found out the hard way about that? He got sparkoed by the little fatty. Larry Knight, he's fought as well. But those are all resume building fights. Oh, actually, Tyrell Jamal Woods, he's fought him. He's definitely journeyman, 1843. But you see him gets in the ring. He's not scared to get in the ring with anybody, up and coming. And that's about all worth mentioning on Micheal Polite Coffie's record. Now, Jonathan Rice has been in there with a few decent guys. At the moment, Jonathan Rice is 13-6-1. He's not that young either. He's 34 years old. He's also 6'5". Doesn't have a registered reach here, but I'm guessing it's around 80, roundabout. What else? Information there. Not much else on his profile. In his wins, he's had 13 wins, but he's had 9 KOs. He's been knocked out twice out of the 6 losses. But his last 2 fights were losses. His last fight was against F.A. Ajagba. Many of us seen that. F.A. Ajagba got a unanimous decision over 10 rounds in that fight. The fight prior to that, Jonathan Rice did get stopped, it says here, against Dempsey McKean. What? I watched that fight. I thought it went the distance. And Dempsey McKean was very close to losing that fight at the end of the... I was sure that one went the distance. Let me look at the belt here. There's no scores up for starters. Oh no, here we go. Scorecard. 87 to 84, 87, 84, 88, 83. I reckon those scores are bullshit. That's some home cooking, because the fight was in Australia. I thought it was like 6-4 to McKean, and he only just got away with it. So, shit, I can't remember. I didn't think he stopped him. Maybe it was a... Man, I was sure that one went the distance. Anyways, moving on. Dempsey McKean did get the win over him, and looks like he got the stoppage, but I was sure that one went the distance. Anyway, prior to that, Jonathan Rice fought a nobody. 13-3. What's his name? Christian Naraskal. Never heard of the dude. But Rice got a KO win in the first round. So that tells you the quality of that opponent, because Jonathan Rice doesn't have a big punch. He KO'd this dude in the first round. And the fight before that, he KO'd the dude in the first round as well. Against, how do we say this one? Micheal Sanchez? Micheal, maybe? Who was 12-12 with 6 draws. I guarantee you, as soon as we come across a name that we're going to know. Fight before that, he won by KO 3 out of 4 rounds. The fight before that was a loss, TKO in 7 rounds. And that was Aslanbek Makhmudov. So even the big, hard-hitting Aslanbek Makhmudov still took 7 rounds to get this guy out of there. So it gives you an idea of how evasive and defensively sound he is. He's very tricky. He's also been in the ring with Tony Yoka, and that fight went the distance as well. Just looking through, there's a couple more fights here of guys that I don't know who they are, that he won both of those. There's a win. Got a UD over 6 against, what's this guy's name? Oh, Tyrell Jamal Woods. You couldn't even put him away. So, you know, like I say, you come across a name that you recognise, and there ain't no way Jonathan Rice is going to knock him out. But if you're not careful, he'll beat you on points. The fight before that was Tony Yoka, and that was only Tony Yoka's second professional fight. Okay? At the time, Tony Yoka was 1-0 when he faced Jonathan Rice. So it was a 6-round fight. It went the distance. That's probably part of the reason why it went the distance, because it was only 6 rounds. Like I said just before, it took Jesus, my memory's like a sieve at the moment. Who was it? Aslanbek Makhmudov took 7 rounds to get him out of there. So, you know, Tony Yoka not getting him out of there in 6. Meh. I did see the fight, and it could have been argued that maybe Tony Yoka may have lost the fight. But give me a second, I'm going to find the scorecards. UD 6 over 6. Let's have a look what the scorecard was. The scorecard was, what? 59 to 56, 60 to 54, 59, 58 to 56. So 58-56 is the closest scorecard to what it actually was. This 60 to 54. Write that shit off. That's been put in a pot and cooked at home for hours and hours. 59-56, meh. It is what it is. So yeah, I think this fight's going to be a lot more tricky for Micheal Polite Coffie, but at the same time, Polite Coffie is a very crafty, evasive fighter himself. The only thing is, his offense is way more powerful than Jonathan Rice. If he's going to force Rice to come to him, Rice could get in some real trouble, because as soon as he throws a punch, I think Rice is going to be, Coffee's going to be on him like flies on shit, you know. G-Man in the house, how you up, brother? Shout out to G-Man Boxing, where's the piss bottle? Yeah, so looking forward to this fight this weekend. I will be doing a commentary stream for it. Don't miss it. Hit that bell notification so you don't. And we'll see how Mr. Micheal Polite Coffie goes. I want to see him get through this fight and move on to fight somebody like a Jared Anderson, a Fabio Wardley, even Jermaine Franklin if Dillian White doesn't get to him first. A Trey Lippy Morrison. Take out some of these other unbeaten prospects. Cassius Chaney, any of these dudes. But yeah, Jared Anderson and Fabio Wardley, Micheal Polite Coffie. I've pretty much got them all in the same pigeonhole at the moment. They're both very talented. They're both looking really good at them. They're all looking really good at the moment. And I just want to see them get in the ring against some decent opposition. I do give a lot of credit to Micheal Polite Coffie for taking on unbeaten prospect Damani Rock and absolutely demolishing him, making him look like an absolute amateur. So I've got high hopes for Micheal Polite Coffie, and I think he wants to get it done as quick as possible. Being 35 years old, he's probably only got 5 years left at his best at the very most. Probably only a couple of years. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens, but looking forward to this fight this weekend. So tune in. I will set up a stream scheduled so you can set a reminder once I get this done. And yeah, doesn't look like anybody wants to jump on for a yarn about this fight today, so I'm out of the chat. And yeah, let us know your thoughts. How's this fight gonna go? Do you like it as much, better, or worse than the fight against Gerald Washington? And we'll get some conversation going. So that is me for today. I hope you have enjoyed, and I shall catch you in the next one. I'm Jono from Big Boys Boxing, and I am out. See you! Well, team, that brings us to the end for today. Hope you've enjoyed. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you have, and subscribe to the channel not to miss future content. Now, if you'd like to get more involved with the channel, I do a lot of stuff over on Discord at the Big Boys Boxing Discord server. You can join through the invite link that's in the description of all my videos, or you can come to the main channel page and hit this Discord icon that's up here on the right hand top side of the channel. It will take you to here. This is the Big Boys Boxing Discord general boxing chat section. As you can see, we post news, talk about boxing. We also have some other avenues here. We have live fight links, where I drop links to fights within 24 hours of them screening. We have the Fight Night Gym up there as well. That's just where we talk strategies and tips and things for Fight Night Champion. And we also have fight replays. I drop the odd replay there. You want to come back and watch fights, but here is the live panel. This is where the panel members on YouTube on my lives come. If you want to join in a panel, you can come here, click on it, and you're in. See the green rings around my avatar? It means it's working. Down the bottom here is your mute. You want to mute at any time, no more green rings. And over here is the hang up button. This is noise suppression. But yeah, the hang up button to get out of there. Boom, and you're out. Also down here we have live fight streams. Got 2 channels there. We do stream live fights there. You can come and watch them there. I've also got the Fight Night Gym. The gym members on Fight Night Champion. Quite often we come in here, use this as our voice. We can stream each other's displays here and watch each other as well. So it makes it more interactive. And obviously watch BB games. Sometimes I'll put my Xbox up there if I'm playing a game besides Fight Night Champion, which there isn't many of. But anyways, like I say, that is it for today. If you are thinking of signing up to DAZN, you should use my referral link, which is also in the description. If you do use it, you will get a month free. I'm impressed with DAZN. I've just signed up to it, and there's a lot of archive fights there, but the quality of their productions has gotten really good. So get into it, and I shall catch you next time. I'm Jonas from Big Boys Boxing, and I'm out. See you!
Subscribe to BBBoxing.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Good luck.